Brainstorming, organizing ideas, and describing processes are all key skills for students at all grade levels. So today I'm going to share with you a few apps in the App Store that help students with these different activities. The first one I'm going to share with you is called Popplet Lite. Popplet Lite is a free tool which stands out to me because it allows you to add images to the web organization that you are creating. Idea Sketch is the other app that I'm going to be sharing with you, and what's out about this one is you can do webs and then toggle over to an outline view. Overall in the ratings and reviews, it did pretty good. It is an overall rating of 3.5 stars, and the only downfall is that it looked like some user error in some of the complaints about the particular app. Overall, in its ratings and reviews, it did get 4.5 stars, so people are pretty happy with this app. And the last app I'll be sharing with you is called iBrainstorm. And iBrainstorm, what stood out about it is you can actually draw different things that you are thinking about and create some kind of an organization with drawings, and then add little sticky notes to describe the different pieces of your process or your brainstorm. In the ratings and reviews, it overall got 3 stars, but some of the complaints there are really just what people are looking for as far as needs for an app. Now, when using our rubric to evaluate these 3 different apps, overall, all of these apps got a Mohs score of 4. And all of the apps, I concentrated on the technology GLE, identify and define authentic problems and significant questions for investigation and plan strategies to guide inquiry. And then these apps can be integrated into any content area at any grade level. The only downfall for these apps is the fact that there's no feedback for students, and it is a little bit difficult to save or share your ideas in all of the apps: Popplet Lite, Idea Sketch, and iBrainstorm. To get started with Popplet, you first need to title your Popplet. So in the top left-hand corner, if you click right where the title is, you can delete whatever exists there and rename it. So I've already named this one the 5th CBA because we're going to be focusing on our 5th grade classroom-based assessment for social studies and technology for this example. The next thing you can do is you can change the color of your Popplet. So you have a palette of some choices here. I'm going to stick with the blue for today. When I want to get started with the Popplet, I go ahead and double-click anywhere on the screen and I get my first popple. All objects in Popplet are called popples. Right on the popple, you'll see all the different tools that you can use. Top right-hand corner, you have a little X, so you can delete any popples you may not need. Along the bottom, you have some different tools. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can change the color of your popple according to how you want to organize it. So I'm going to go ahead and go with green because this is our big idea for this particular Popplet. The next icon is the T, which is your text. So the topic for our 5th CBA is the American Revolution. So with the text, I can add any text within my popple. So I'll start with our American Revolution as our big idea. Over on the right-hand side here, you see that you can change the alignment of the text within the popple. Before I go on to these other tools, I'm going to show you that on the outside of the popple, you have these little white dots. These white dots allow you to add other popples in any direction you would like connected to the popple that you currently have. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one here and add a popple about the American Revolution. Talk about my favorite feature here, and that's the ability to add images. So in the bottom right hand corner, if you click that little icon, you have the option to either go to your library of images on your iPad or take a photo. Love the idea that you can actually take a photo from your iPad. So in your classroom, if your students are doing a science project and you want them to capture every step of the process, they can take photos along the way and organize it within the Popplet. Or you can go into your library of already saved images. So prior to this webinar, I pulled some images from Safari for the 5th grade CBA and created a folder here. So when I go in there, I've got 3 photos already to work with. So first in my CBA, I need to do some information about the Loyalists. So I've got an image here to work with. With the images, when I select one, I can either rotate it left or right, or if I like the orientation of the picture, I can go ahead and say done. Another feature with Poplet is the ability to add drawings. So if I add another popple here, right next to the adding images icon, you have the ability to draw. With the drawing, I can choose what color I would like to draw with, and for this particular incident, I am going to draw a crown to symbolize they were loyal to the king. This is a great feature for our K1 students or any students that are more visual and artistic to be able to draw out processes, draw out the beginning, middle, end of a story and organize it. So another thing that we can utilize as teachers and as students. Now to manage your entire Poplet, you can do a couple different things. If you use 2 fingers and tap on different popples, it allows you to choose more than one and move those 2 items anywhere you would like within your Poplet. The other thing up here, you have this little settings tool, and this allows you to make new popples, copy popples, cut popples, paste popples, multi-select popples, and select all popples. So if I select all my popples, now I can move all my popples and work with them. The other thing here, I have a locking tool. So as a teacher, if I'm going to use this to talk about things with my students, when I click on it, those tools don't pop up and interfere with the process we are talking about. When I'm finished with my Poplet, on the right-hand side, I have the option to export. There are only 3 choices. You can email it in a PDF, email it in a JPEG, or save it as JPEG in your iPad photo album. Now, if you purchase the $4.99 Poplet, you do have unlimited Poplets, where in Poplet Lite you only have 1. You also have the option to create Poplets and share them online. And you can invite others to collaborate simultaneously with you on your popple. To get started with Idea Sketch, you go into the top left-hand corner to Ideas, and you can click the plus and add a new idea. I already started one for the 3rd CBA, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that one to get started. To add bubbles for your idea sketch, you have this little plus sign in the top right hand corner. So when I click on plus, it allows me to add more bubbles. I can title that bubble, add notes to it, change its color, change its shape, and change its size of text. Once I have a bubble in there, I can add more bubbles to it and connect them just by swiping from that bubble. You'll see I have my arrow here from that other bubble. And so for the Cheyenne, let's say I need to know something about the laws that the Cheyenne need to follow. And since this is a detail, I'm going to put it in red and put it as a square and a smaller text. Okay. Now, the feature that I liked most about Idea Sketch that makes it unique compared to other brainstorming tools is in this top right hand corner. If you click this little toggle button here, it toggles over to the outline view, so you can see how these 2 items are related in a different format for students that need to look at it differently visually, also help them organize their writing. Here we can also do some rearranging by dragging and dropping our different items if we want them in a different order. We also have over here on the right hand side some arrows that allow us to do some more manipulation with how the bubble is going to look, with the colors and the shape and so forth, and I can delete them if I want to. I can still add items as well with the plus. When I'm done with my idea sketch, I click on this little wrench here, and it has my share options. So I can share it in an email, I can send it into my photo album of my iPad, or if you have a Dropbox account or something that reads PDFs, you can share your idea sketch and save it there. To get started with iBrainstorm, you go up to the top left-hand corner, click up there, and you can add different projects by just clicking the plus sign and naming your project. I already created one called my research plan for me to brainstorm how I'm going to put together my next research project. With iBrainstorm, you have your tools in the top center here, and you work with sticky notes. So I can go ahead and add a sticky note here. With my sticky notes, I just can take 2 fingers and pull them apart or pinch them together to make the sticky note as large as I would like. Then, like it says here, I can go ahead and double tap on that sticky note, and I have a color palette to change what color I want that sticky note to be. Then I can go ahead and type in what I'd like to work with. So first I need to define my topic for my research. And I can add some notes here. So maybe when I do that, I'm going to use Poplet to define my topic. I click outside of it and I have my sticky note now. Now when I hold it down, my finger down on my sticky note, you'll see you get the red X if that's not really a sticky note that I need. And the feature about iBrainstorm that I like is the ability to draw on the surface here any kind of ideas. So this is where students can maybe work out a math problem, describe their process in drawings, and just use some different skills to work through that. So in my define process, maybe I need to think about what's my Poplet going to look like. So let's say I need to set up my Poplet like this to give me an idea. This is where I'm going to start in my research. Okay, so I do have the eraser tool so I can erase things if I don't need them. When I'm done with my iBrainstorm, the options I have for sharing it is either to send it in an email or save it to my photos in my iPad.